This is the Riesling Sauvage. Can you say that this is your entry-level wine?
Yeah, it's our basic.
Yeah, your basic.
Breuer Riesling. Yeah.
What's the story behind this wine?
Well, it's actually a very similar story than the story behind the rosé. It's all about Riesling and Rheingau. So everything that is important is mentioned on the label.
Yeah.
And we try also with that wine to just bring our taste or our expectations of our home and the grape into a bottle, also in a very pure way. So this is the secret or the idea behind the wine.
What does Sauvage? What does it mean?
It's the wild one.
The wild.
The wild one.
Okay.
No.
Why that? Why that name?
Yeah. Well, my father, he was a crazy guy. No, but he was really one of the first very, very passionate fighters for the classification system that is based on the idea of the origin of the wine.
Yeah.
So he was seeing that the time for Spätlese and Kabinett is over already 30 years ago.
Okay.
When it comes to dry wines,
Yeah.
because when you do a Spätlese because of the sugar level of the grape.
Yeah.
That categorizes the quality level. But it's one component that tells you how the wine is, but it's not really the component that can tell you or can judge about quality. So he really he was skipping all that predicate system and followed the more international, the French system, where the quality of the wines is based on its origin.
Yeah.
So in the basic level we have the region.
Yeah.
That is what we're tasting at the moment with the rosé and the Riesling. It's about Rheingau. And in our case it's about 3 different villages that we have our vineyards in Rheingau, and we bring them together in that wine. The next level is then a village wine, and then a blend of the Grand Crus and the Grand Cru in the top level. So 4 different quality steps. But when he did that, it was really early. It was kind of like a revolution, and the bottle I think looked quite naked because it was then just a Rheingau Riesling and not a maybe Rüdesheimer Magdalenenkreuz Kabinett Trocken anymore. So it was all shrink to 2 words. And he had the feeling that it's important to maybe use one term to just put a little bit as a character indication on the bottle. So Sauvage, the French term for wild, should just describe what the Riesling is about, that it actually challenges your palate, that your tongue is getting awake, and that you just work a little bit with the wine.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's also very interesting with sort of entry-level wines, because they need to tell something about the winery, the producer, and I mean, if we taste this wine, do you think this really tells the profile of Georg Breuer?
Well, I think so, and I hope it's also realized by you. It's our most important wine, even though it's only our entry-level wine, but it's the one that spreads our name into the world, and our name is on the label for a reason. And this is why we also try to create the best possible basic wine year by year.
Yeah. How would you describe it? I mean,
isn't that your job?
No.
I bring it in the bottle and you take it.
I would like to hear your opinion, because I can describe. But for me, it's just, as I said before, for me, your house style is all about. It's so clean, it's so pure. It's a lot of minerality, a lot of fresh citrus, and it's just like laser sharp. Super. And that's the thing. And I think this is it basically.
We always try to be on the fresher flavor side, so it should never be like overripe something. It's always like the citric flavors, a fresh apple, all these like really fresh, juicy
the green
fruits.
apple, rather than the yellow.
And when you think about like biting into it, you're like. Your mouth wants more, and this is the idea of the wine, that as soon as you have a sip, you actually can't wait really to have the second sip.
Yeah.
So this is, and then if you feel that in the wine, then we did everything right.
I do. I certainly do. But I mean, but where do you pick the grapes for this wine? Is it, I mean, in what part of Rheingau, or is it many different parts, and why these plots?
It's different parts, and we want to have different parts combined in that wine to really be able to tell the Rheingau taste with that wine. We can't just do it with one village. We need a diversity. And we have most of our vineyards in Rüdesheim. This is where our winery is. But we also do have some 20 kilometers east of Rüdesheim in Rauental and 16 kilometers west of Rüdesheim in Lorch. So we're spread with our vineyards in 3 different places, and we bring them together in the Sauvage. Also stainless steel fermented, with the same idea, pure, not too much influence from our side in the cellar, just very, very pure with the focus on the grape. It's pure taste from Rheingau.
Yeah.